Let's break apart Tim Miller's 21212 style arpeggios. Okay, the idea is named after, nope, not the area code of Manhattan, but 21212, meaning 2 notes here, 1 note there, 2 notes there, right? Alternating 212 notes per string. That's what the 212 means, okay? So in the key of D, and the arpeggio I'm using as an example is a major 7 add 9. Very pretty sound. So that's going to be a D major, so it's going to be a 1. A major third, F sharp in this case. Then 5. Okay, so that's all standard, but this stretch right here is kind of a handful for some folks. If you find this to be too much, you could always bring it up to G and do this. Make it a G major 7 add 9. Okay, but for this example, we're doing D. Now we're going to do D, F sharp, A, that's our 5th. That's C sharp there, the 6th fret G string is the major 7. D major 5, that's going to be major 7, and then pinky comes here to the 9th fret G string, that's our add 9. Got it? Okay. So what are we doing? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, we can alternate pick it. Okay, that's a lot of picking. You can streamline that with an economy stroke between the D and the G and the B and the E, which I would definitely think is a smart move. Down, up, down, 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 right? And then that leaves this 3rd here and this 9th here that we can contemplate how to attack that. We can hammer it on. So look at the right hand, very simple. Down, hammer, down, down, hammer, down, down. Okay? Or we can do an upstroke. That's pretty easy. Want that slightly more percussive sound of the extra pick stroke as opposed to. Now, the cool thing about Tim's setup here is that this is transferable to minor, diminished, major, minor 7 flat 5 would be right. You can see where it works. So once you know this is a D major, you should be able to then say, oh, a D dominant would be like a D7 add 9 would be D major. So that's going to work over your dominant chords. All right, so major, minor, dominant 7, diminished. Okay, it all makes a lot of sense. It's a really, really intuitive system once you get the right hand together. The coming back part is obviously it's a little different because we're doing a sweep. So when we come back, we're going to have to rotate our hand and kind of brush back. Or you can, if you want to just do it alternate picking it first, that doesn't negate the intelligence that it took to actually come up with this system of the 212. Okay, it's really nice though, once you streamline your right hand to do these economy strokes, you can do the way back. Very, very smooth and easy. Look at the right hand, okay? We come to that C sharp on the way up with an upstroke. Okay, we're gonna slide up, come back, and pull off to that A. That's the hardest part of the whole exercise. And that's the way back. Very, very fluid setup there, okay? The cool thing is though that we can take the system and play it with a loop. Okay, we can get a click 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right, I would suggest that you practice this arpeggio like that with a metronome in whichever picking discipline you want. You can work on your alternate picking or the hammer-on. Okay, that's really good. It's hard sometimes to play slow with the hammer-ons. All right, and then once you get the right hand and the left hand memorized, then it's time, then you stop worrying about your right hand and you just shift over to the left hand and start thinking about, okay, well, how do I play that minor 7? Okay, and then last but not least, we can start bringing in the E string. If the A string had a 2 and the D string had a 1, well then, if we start just kind of finding the pattern of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, well that would be a 1 on the low E. So what we can do is, since this is like a D major is it has a relative minor, right? So that would be B minor. So if we just put the B in as the 1 note there, we have 1, 2, 1. So we end up with a nice B minor kind of arpeggio there. All right, and there's nothing wrong with the more traditional like Joe Pass style arpeggios, but this is a really, really nice system because it can be sequenced nicely. Like we don't have to just go from top to bottom every time. We could go like that, right? Or we can just kind of, I don't know, I find it a little bit more, it's a nice add-on to the more traditional approach. I'm not gonna, try to take a swipe at the way guitar has been taught for 100 years. It makes sense, but Tim really did stumble upon something or develop something really beautiful here. So I want you to try to incorporate this into your playing, okay? Remember, down, figure out whether or not you want to do an upstroke, a hammer-on, okay? And get up to that D major, okay? And then start messing with the other stuff. The cool thing is, if we really think about it, we can then start to take the 2-1-2. Well, we already know that 1-2-1-2s can work as well. Why don't we start a 1-2-1-2 on the A string, right? Because there's a whole another set of fingerings that we can do. So just like we developed that dominant fingering, right? That's over a D7 add 9 chord, like this kind of sound. Well, we could do the same thing here by going 1, 2 notes, 1, 2 notes, 2 notes. Right? Same thing. That's very cool. We might not always want to hear that 9. So very fun system, okay? I hope this this thing opens up some doors for you. You're in and out here 10 minutes today. True Jacksnax, okay? No hour-long fish solo marathon, okay? All right, so that's it.